Baker, I'm curious, did you wake up dangerous this morning?
I think you know the answer to that one.
Jarvis was just talking about that touchdown pass. How did you squeeze that in there?
We were honestly expecting them to bring a different coverage, but they kind of let him run free, and then the safety on the backside. You could see I hesitated a little bit to see if the safety was going to turn his head, but when I realized that he was chasing Jarvis down the field, I let it go because if he's not going to make a play on the ball with his head turned, then I trust Jarvis to make those plays. That's a 50-50 ball. That's why he's here, is to make those plays, and so unbelievable catch.
Demary said you told him before the game that the first one could go for a touchdown. What did you like about that play call, and how fun is it that Freddie calls that to open the game?
It's awesome. But that play, it puts the safety in a bind. We're trusting David to have speed across the field, and if that safety doesn't attach to him like he did, then we're putting the post up, to Brashad. So it's just playing the numbers game, and we're trusting Brashad on the outside to win, and he absolutely did.
How did you like the really super aggressive game plan just from start to finish?
That's how we need to play. I talked about it last week in the second half, how we played. We're pushing the ball down the field. That's the kind of talent we have. We need to be able to do that and stretch the teams and then open up the screen and run game. And so, yeah, we'd love to be able to run the ball better early, but, when we're throwing the ball like that, that's what happens.
What do you think of Freddie's creativity as a play caller with moving Jarvis in as a runner and all the different things that you guys have done?
It's been great. Obviously it's opened up some big plays. Originally that play was a red zone call, and we wanted to only run it inside the 10, thinking that's probably where it's going to score from. Any farther out, you have a chance to just get a normal gain. But obviously he broke that long one and showed otherwise. So just getting the ball in our playmakers' hands and in the creative ways that he's coming up with, it's great.
Baker, you can feel the confidence growing with this team. Is this what you envisioned a few weeks ago, that this team could get to this point now where they're not only spoiling teams down the stretch but still in the playoff hunt?
Absolutely. And, like we said earlier this week, we're still in that hunt, but if we don't take it 1 week at a time, none of that matters. So we got to take care of business 1 week at a time, and we did that today against a veteran defense and a good team. I don't care what anybody says. There's a lot of guys on that team that can make plays and play well. So, we're at a point right now we've been building for this moment, and we need to continue to build. And we don't need to be satisfied whatsoever. And right now we have a short week, and then we go to Denver.
You talk about what Brashard Perriman has meant to this offense, because his career has really kind of been reborn here.
Yeah, obviously he stretches the field. He's got elite speed to be able to get past the corners and stress the safeties. So it's been great for us to be able to have that deep option to where people have to be on notice that they have to cover it deep, and then if they cover him up, then we take our shots underneath, and if not, we're letting it go to him.
On that first throw, it looked like a perfect throw, hitting him right where it needed to. But if you were going to do that throw 10 times in practice, how many times how tough a throw is that? How many times, if you throw 10 balls in practice, do you make a perfect throw like that on that deep a ball?
Not very many. That's what we get paid to do, is make the plays when it comes game time. So that's one of those things that I told him to run, and I'm just going to let it loose on whatever path he's on. I'm going to trust him to make the play on it. It's a high post. He's got to win and stay skinny, and he did. So it's kind of a landmark thing, but he got there.
How gratifying for you to come back after 3 interceptions last week and have a game like you did today?
Anytime you can come back after a loss and have a great win, team win, it's unbelievable. Yeah, obviously, last week wasn't my best performance, but, we talked about that. It was all the little things, and today we didn't do all the little things right, but we built on it, and so we did a lot better than we did last week, and that's the important part. We have to get better each week.
Baker, how tight were those windows you were throwing into today, and how precious is the timing on those plays to make sure that they don't get intercepted?
Yeah, no, anytime we're playing against a veteran team like that, the windows are very tight, and their recognition, especially when they have Keekly in there calling out the plays, it's very important to be precise. And so, we talked about last week our mistake was not being detailed and not having, all those little things right. And so today that was the stress, and we got it done.
Did you throw the one to Landry any better?
I have to look at it. I haven't really had a chance to watch it, but just giving him a chance, like I said, that's my job for a guy like that. Give him a chance to make a play on the ball.
It's 4-2 and 1 at home now. What's the atmosphere been like, and how important is it to establish that winning at home?
We're building on it. We're becoming a team that's becoming prideful of playing at home, protecting our own territory. We'd love to have more fan support. Today was cold, I get it, but having more people, especially got our last home game coming up. We'd love to have more people in the stands, cheering for us because we feed off that energy. You can tell, it's very obvious. I don't have to say it. How our defense feeds off the energy in the stadium, and being able to start fast and get that going and put teams, in a bind, put pressure on them.
Higgins was beating himself up after those couple of plays, including the one where he was open and dropped the ball near the goal line. How can you help him, get over bumming out about stuff like that?
The thing is with receivers, they want to make all those plays, and yeah, they're going to be very hard on themselves. But what I told him was, hey, I threw 3 picks in the last game in the first half. You have to bounce back. You have to forget it. It's not about what happened before. You have to make the next play. And so we've always talked about it. I said it over the weeks, is the most important play is always the next one. You got to move on. You got to move forward, good or bad. And so that's the message to him. And everybody has those days. It's nothing that we're going to dwell on. He's going to learn from it, and we're going to move forward.
Baker, I know it's not one of your objectives or goals to change the narrative about the Browns and what they were, but do you think you guys have done that? Is the perception different about what
Not
this
yet.
team is?
We still have a losing record, but we're moving forward. There's been a lot of change, but this is a process. For a culture to change and for a franchise to change, it's a process, and it's a lot of work, and that's why I say we have to come to work every day. You got to get better every day and each week. So, it's starting to come, but that's the thing. We can't be satisfied and say, oh, we've changed it. No, we're not there yet.
Did you gather any inspiration from Kyler Murray's award?
A lot of happiness. No, proud of him. Happy for him. It's an unbelievable honor. A lot of fun. I was talking with my family yesterday about this time last year. We were there in New York City and how special that is to be able to enjoy that. And he deserves it. It's good for Oklahoma. It's great for recruiting. Good for Coach Riley. It just shows that how special they are down there.
How do you test your leadership in that third quarter when the first half of the game had a really back and forth, rhythm to it? In the third quarter, felt like there were a lot of penalties and things kind of got slowed down.
Yeah, no, it's about, hitting the reset button. Saying, we had a fumble on the first drive and then 3 and out, I think, on the next. We just got to be able to hit that reset button and do our job. And that's the most important part, is forgetting what happened in the past, good or bad, playing the next play and do our job.
Demarius Randall said that he was joking with you about you're now a system quarterback because of the back-to-back highs.
Demarius Randall played safety in the Pac-12. And he also said that he should be playing professional baseball right now. And I think we all know the answer to that.
He was giving Jarvis a little bit of grief when he was on his way in here for his press conference about getting caught by Luke Kuechly.
If Demarius thinks he's faster than Jarvis, no. I think you guys realize Demarius is somebody that loves to talk. And so with him, it's not about, controlling that. He's going to be who he is. He doesn't care what anybody else thinks. It's, finding ways to use that. And so when it comes to the trash talk in practice and in our locker room, I think it can be used for the greater good, and you just have to realize that.
A sign that you guys are starting to, really get to know each other and have a lot of fun together.
Oh, absolutely. Because if you asked me during training camp, I would have wanted to beat up Demarius. It comes with the process of learning each other and growing, and so that's the good thing where we're at right now.
Did you have a feeling that Landry running play would be so effective?
Not from our own territory. I figured that it would work down in the red zone the first time, and then the second time you'll see they thought we were going to run the same type of play but actually pitch the ball, give the same look, and do the opposite. So I guess calling it twice worked, but you know what? Jarvis made a great play, made a bunch of people miss, and extended the play.
On a day as cold as this, when you got the hand warmer working on every play, how tough is it to get in a passing groove with your hands cold?
It's really not that hard. Practice is much worse in the weather than the game is, because you're on the sideline, you have the heated bench, you have the hand warmers, you have everything, and the atmosphere just kind of changes your energy. You don't really think about it, so it's not that hard. We just got to be able to do our job. Say it doesn't matter what the surroundings are, what the circumstances is, so we just got to be able to do our job.
You're throwing as well as you've thrown all year. It seemed that way early on. You came out putting the ball right where
we started fast, and that was the important part. That's what we wanted to do. Right where we left off last game, and that's what we wanted to do.
The games this year that that Jarvis has almost kind of disappeared a little bit. How nice was it for you and for the team to get one of your star players so involved in so many aspects of the offense?
It's very important. Obviously, when we get the ball in his hands, that's what happens. You know, you got to get him going early, got to get that momentum, and then he's a guy that he feeds off that momentum, that energy, that confidence, and so that's what we're trying to do. And we need to continue to try and get the ball in our playmakers' hands more and more. And we have a lot of playmakers. That's the great thing about having a lot of playmakers. Somebody's going to be making plays, but that's also the tough thing. You got to be able to spread the ball out and have unselfish guys that believe in the team.
Baker, JC barely made it to the sideline at one point. Can you appreciate what he's going through out there? And
Yeah, from a guy that barely practices all week, and to have the game plan down, then fight through it on Sundays for everybody else, it's great to have. You know, he's a very, very important piece to have out there, to be able to make calls and direct guys the right way and lead. He's not the most vocal guy, but for those linemen, he sets the example every day. So, to have a guy fight through injury is great, and he continues to do it. So, I think we've kind of taken it for granted that he does it week by week, but yeah, he continues to fight, and we're thankful.
What was the Jarvis's throwback supposed to go to you, and what did you think of him going for the sixth?
No, I was normally just supposed to be a distraction, but I thought I'd be a check down. I told him, I said, "Hey, Vic, are you ready to throw this ball?" He let it go, and Chubb almost made a great play on it, cut back inside, but it's the kind of thing that Freddie calls and trusts us to make those plays and trust us enough to where negative things aren't going to happen, and that's great to see.
Baker, is it somewhat gratifying for you to be on the same field as a Cam Newton, another fellow #1 overall pick, and come out on top in this game?
Yeah, anytime you get to play against the great players in the NFL, guys I've watched for years, it's very fun. For me, it's something I look forward to, those challenges. And, to be able to come out with a win, that's the most important part. It doesn't matter who it is, but playing against those guys is awesome.